guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I did a video, but I just got back shopping from 3 of my favorite liquor stores in the area. So I figured I would do like a haul and show you what I kind of picked up and also try some of the new liqueurs and spirits that I got. So let's get going, try it out. So the first place that I went to is Costco, and I did a whole nother video on the liquor selection that my Costco usually has. And there were some great deals. They finally got some of the holiday stuff in. So I didn't go too crazy. The only thing I got was this bottle of Glendronach 12. So I've been really wanting to try this for a while, and it was on sale for like $36. So it's pretty good. And then the other thing that I got is this bottle of Umeshu. Umeshu is like a type of Japanese plum wine. I think it's made from distilled spirits, but I tasted some of this the other day at a barbecue or a baby shower that my friend had, and it was really good, and I think this would be really fun to use in cocktails in place of like vermouth and stuff. It's very sweet, and it has like this ume, it's like a type of plum or stone fruit, and there's actually some in the bottle there. And that was like $10, so got that. The next place I went to is Bitters and Bottles, and that's one of my favorite liquor stores in the Bay Area. It's a little bit further from where I live, so I don't go there as often, but they have the most incredible selection. One of the best things about Bitters and Bottles is that they have over 200, I think, bitters, and they're all out on display, and you can taste all of them. So it's a great opportunity to try some of the more obscure ones that you may or may not want to commit to purchasing before trying. And beyond that, they have a fantastic selection of all different types of spirits and liqueurs and syrups and such for home cocktailing. So actually I went there with a very short list of things I wanted to get, but of course that never really works. One of the first things on my list that I went there to get is this bitter. So it's all wrapped up. But it's these Amargo Chuncho. It's a Peruvian bitter, and it is super aromatic. I've tried this once before and I loved it, so I figured I would pick it up. Let me open it up now. So it's like, I don't know if you can see, whoa. Tastes very like cinnamon. So this is the Amargo Chuncho. It's a Peruvian bitter, and it says it's ideal for the preparation of the pisco sour. It's actually all in Spanish, but it's delicious. It's very floral, very cinnamony sort of, but still very complex. It's a medium body, I would say. And then this one I'm super excited about. I was tasting through all of the bitters that they had on display. I think I must have tried at least like 30 or 40 different ones. And then I ended up getting this. It just blew my mind. This is some Mr. Bitters. I think it's from Melbourne, Australia. And this is the honeyed apricot and smoked hickory. And this just like blew my mind. So it's pretty light in color. Oh my god, it's like sweet and smoky, and it tastes like a grilled apricot over like a barbecue fire. This is amazing. I'm really excited to try these in some cocktails. Alright, another thing that I ran out of actually is my dry vermouth. Actually, it's kind of gone bad. Had it open for quite a while, probably way longer than I should. So I needed to restock on that. So I actually picked up the Noilly Prat, I don't know how to say it, extra dry. This is just pretty much the basic French dry vermouth. I've actually never tried this. I usually always get the Dolan, or I've also had the Izaguirre Spanish dry vermouth. But I figured now's the perfect time to try it. And this comes in the half size and it's only like $5.50 I think. So looking forward to trying out like martini with this. And then this thing hooked me. So this is the Giffard Rhubarb Liqueur. And I am a huge fan of all of the Giffard liqueurs. I have the passion fruit, apricot, banana, pineapple, and I've had like samples of the other ones, and everything I have loved except for the pineapple. I'm not the biggest fan of that one. But when I saw that they had the rhubarb one, I actually don't even know what rhubarb really tastes like, but I thought this would be delicious in some like light spring, summer drinks, even though it's kind of going to fall and winter now. But actually I'm gonna try this out right now. It smells, kind of reminds me of apricots. So it's like a light orangey pink color. Ooh. Oh, that's so good. It's very tart. It kind of reminds me of passion fruit. It's like if passion fruit and apricot had a baby, it would taste like this. Actually, I'll try that in a little bit. I actually have both the apricot and the passion fruit. Oh, this is really good. I'm super excited about this. I'm not sure if this is what rhubarb tastes like. I guess if you add sugar to it, it might taste something like this, but I really like this. All right, and the last thing I got from Bitters and Bottles is just this peeler from Kuhn Rikon. It's pretty popular and works really well. It's really small and cheap and really sharp. My last one kind of rusted after a while, but the good thing is you can just replace it. So that's what I picked up from Bitters and Bottles. I had to really restrain myself. And then after that, I actually made an online order at K&L Wines, which is also another liquor store in this area. And so I went to go pick up my order, and of course I had to look around a bit. But what I had ordered online, let's see. So is this one. This is the Cocchi Dopo Teatro Vermouth Amaro. So this is kind of supposedly an unusual wine-based vermouth Amaro made by following Giulio Cocchi's century-old recipe and enriched with rhubarb, curetta, flowers, and quinine. We have called it Dopo Teatro because of the tradition in turn to drink it chilled and garnished with lemon zest after a visit to the theater. It is a perfect way to add bitterness and elegance to classic cocktails such as Negroni or Manhattan. So I am assuming this is kind of like a vermouth that's a little bit more bitter and heavier, so it's almost like between a vermouth and an Amaro. But I heard people online mention this was amazing in Manhattan, so I'm really excited to try it out. And this was like $20 for the 375 milliliters. And then I also had ordered this. This is the new whiskey from St. George Spirits, the Breaking and Entering American Whiskey. So this is a blended whiskey that they've done with some of the sourced ones, as well as a little bit of the single malt that they make at the distillery. And St. George is a distillery local to the Bay Area. It's one of the oldest craft distilleries. It's been around since the 80s, way before the age of like craft distilleries. And I really love all their stuff, their gins, their liqueurs, their absinthe, everything is wonderful. So I heard that this was like very non-traditional tasting and like very different from a lot of other whiskeys. So, and it was only like $35, so I had to try it out. Actually, I'm gonna open this up right now and give it a try. If I can somehow. Okay. Ooh. It smells like rye and barley. It's like a light, medium golden color. I'm really bad at tasting notes, so I probably won't give any, but let me give it a try. Ooh, that's good. It's kind of sweet. This is like, the bottle you hold is a result of our latest thievery. Spicy rye and rich sweet bourbon barrels pilfered from a view of our favorite distilleries, then blended with our own whiskey at our distillery into something greater than the sum of its parts. The result is a criminally delicious whiskey shaped by a diverse American pedigree and our own unique St. George hand. I definitely get a lot of this kind of rye spiciness, but it is still like very sweet. Kind of maybe from the bourbon. That's good. It is definitely different, but I wouldn't say it's super different. It'd be kind of interesting to use in cocktails, and it's only like $35 or so for the bottle, which is a really great price that you wouldn't feel too bad mixing with. I like that. It's a little bit hot. Maybe, I don't know how long it's been aged or how long the whiskeys in the blend are, but it's bottled at 43%. It does taste slightly young, but it is pretty well balanced. All right, the next thing I had ordered from K&L is this, which is the Buffalo Trace White Dog Mash No. 1. And this is a white whiskey. Basically, it's a whiskey that's not been aged in barrels, directly off the still. So, looks like this is the white dog that they use as the base of a lot of Buffalo Trace's whiskeys, bourbons. And this is bottled at 62.5% alcohol by volume, so it is quite high. And I'm really excited to try this actually. Mainly I got this just to see what it tastes like and help build my understanding of what grains and corn and etc. tastes like. And I heard this was pretty good in cocktails as well, and super high proof. And this bottle is probably like $15 or so for the $3.75, so it's not very expensive. Whoa. Okay. Smells like alcohol. So it is completely clear, as you can see there. Ooh. Okay. It is 63%, 62.5. It is 62.5%, but it's actually very flavorful. It smells very much like alcohol, but there's a lot of like spiciness on the palate. I can see that doing really well in cocktails. You know, maybe something more flavorful than like a vodka, and a little bit different from like a light unaged rum. That's interesting. I like it. I think you could do a lot of fun infusions and stuff with this as well. All right, and then the last two things I got from K&L were kind of purchases, impulse purchases in the store. This one, first thing I got here is a cherry liqueur. This is the Somerset Morello cherry that is made in the UK. And actually the reason I got this was because it was on sale. It was like $8 for this bottle, and I think normally it goes for at least like 20 or some 15 to 20. But I figured $8 doesn't hurt to try it out, and I read some really great reviews on this online. So I'm actually just opening this up right now. I have way too much liqueurs, I think, but they don't really go bad too quickly. So it's like a dark red color. Ooh, that's delicious. It's very cherry. Kind of tastes like the Liqueur cherries, but a way thinner version of it. See, it's pretty liquidy. And it's not as sweet as that, I would say. I do have a Portuguese ginger liqueur that also seems kind of similar. It's also kind of tart cherry, thin, but it's also drinkable. It'd be interesting to compare the two. But this is really, really good. I like it. And for $8, why not? And then the last thing I got here was also on sale. So it is the Forbidden or Miracle Mile Bitters Co. Ume bitters. So Ume, I believe, is the same plum that is in the Umeshu, the Japanese plum. And when I was at Bitters and Bottles, I had actually tried a bunch of the Miracle Mile bitters and loved them all. I actually really wanted to get the Toasted Pecan one, but they were sold out. And then when I saw this at K&L on sale for $8, I think normally it's like 19 or 20, I had to pick it up. And I think I'll open this up right now. I have so many bitters, like a couple dozen different ones. So I definitely do not need more, but it's so tempting. Plus when they're really well made. Another seal, well sealed. Okay, how do I do so? Okay, slight technical difficulties getting the packaging open, but I got it. So this is also like a light translucent yellow color. Oh, that's so good. It's really hard to describe. It's a little bit very flavorful, very intense. Bitter, but kind of in a slightly fruity kind of way, slightly briny. The thing I really liked about the Miracle Mile bitters is that they were all just so well balanced between bitter and fruity and like full-bodied in flavor. Sometimes bitters are like really bitter, but they're kind of light and they don't have as much body. And when I say body, I'm referring to like Angostura, for example. It's very heavy. It's like very flavorful and thick. So I feel like this has that flavor complexity and deepness, but it's still like pretty light colored and very balanced. This is great. And for $8, like that's a great bargain. So while I was having the technical difficulties, I went and grabbed the ginger liqueur. So this is the Ginger 9. This is the Portuguese Ginginha cherry liqueur. It's a native product to Portugal. So I'm just gonna compare this against the cherry one. This is also very like light, liquidy. Okay, that's good. Okay, so comparing the two, the Somerset cherry one, it's very bright, it's more tart. It's a very bright cherry. And then the ginger, this is definitely a lot more like rounder, caramely, richer in comparison. But actually, I thought that one was pretty tart when I first tried it. But compared to this one, this like the Somerset is definitely a lot brighter. Both are really good. Do I need 2 cherry liqueurs? Probably not. But I'm glad I have them. This one, like, I've had a lot of, and you can see it's almost gone, or more than half the bottle is gone. And this one's good enough to just kind of drink with an ice cube, add an orange twist if you want, and it's delicious. And looking forward to experimenting with this. They also had a lot of other flavors at K&L that were also on sale, not quite as cheap, but they had like a blackcurrant one, like a black apple, and then like some pink apple, and like, those sound interesting. Maybe I'll order those too. So yeah, that's my haul. Got a lot of cool stuff, and do I have room for it? Probably not. We gotta figure that out. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.